Hey guys, Man Theories here. Now, I wanted to bring you Death Note. Now, everybody remembers the whole ending and how, Death Note basically ended with this guy. Oh man, I'm just going to rant for just a small bit. Now, oh man, I freaking love Death Note. I love Death Note. I loved how the story was. I loved how they basically everything was just right with the show. Everything was just right because it's like when you look at Kira or Light Yagami, like his goals wasn't wrong. Like he wanted the world to be at peace. Because he was tired of criminals getting off the hook and all this bad stuff that was going on in the world. So he was like, you know what? Let me put this plan into tuition and let me just actually kill my very first guy until he was like, oh wow, it actually worked, and then he just went on a killing spree with that whole situation. Now, my first theory, because there's gonna be two theories to this, because I really personally felt that this could have went so many different ways. But I'm gonna explain to you the first theory. Now, the first theory of mine is that, let's just say Light never got busted. Let's just say that Light never got caught. And the fact is that he was writing down his name. He was writing down all the names in the Death Note. And you had L, who was like kind of like, checking on everybody. And then L, the thing about it is like L was like a really good detective and was really good on catching people and whatnot, where they said I think he was either undefeated in cases where it was not a case that he has never caught in until he faced like Yagami. But my theory is that sure, L was good, but I personally felt that I wouldn't say it was rushed, but I just felt that L couldn't have never suspected Light, because sure, he was like, your son is kind of okay, and even though they had people going into his room, they set up cameras and whatnot, but I personally felt that if they would have moved on the topic of actually Light being Kira, which I personally felt like it shouldn't have gone that route, because it's like, he was a high school student, so what would a high school student actually, have in possession of this, unless there was actually footage? But my theory is that if Light would have been killing people, that would have been the bottom line of it. After when the whole investigation was over, and everybody possibly still believed that, oh yeah, he would have been, no, it would have been over with. It would have been no suspicion, or nobody would have suspected him of killing and doing all this wonderful stuff that he was trying to do. And let's just say he met later on down the road, he met Misa. Now people would have been speculating that, wait, yeah, right, that there is another person with the Death Note and they're actually doing killing it too. And sure, it would have came back down to L looking at the whole situation. Is it Misa actually killing? I don't know. Like that, until they would have proved, they would have just knocked that out the water. It would have never been Light and Misa actually been tortured and, well, not tortured, but basically imprisoned. None of that would have never happened. It would have been like L would have looked at the bigger picture and would have been like, well, I did suspected your son, and I did suspected Misa, but I don't personally feel that this would have never happened. He would have been like, nah, I don't really suspect him or anything. So he probably would have just let them go and just called it like that. And then that's when Light and Misa would have still could have been working together and whatnot. But Light would have been like, okay, just in case if there is any more suspicion, he could have stripped up, ripped a couple of pages of the Death Note, and how he did with his plan, and had someone else use the Death Note and whatnot. What he should have done is had that other person use the Death Note, the few pages of the Death Note, and then had them kill and do all this other stuff, until Light would have eventually had them killed. played it off like a little bit of a mystery and had them like off of this suspense and speculation. And then let's say if like the whole Light and L, he still would have been suspicious of him. It would have been simple. All he would have had to do was just like hide the Death Note, and same with Misa, like she hides the Death Note as well. And then he'd be like, well, let's have everybody together, until eventually he would have set up his grand master plan and would have had L killed. But that's the thing, L would have never suspected him. It would have never been like, oh, not until the very end when he looked at him when he was about to die, like, you're Kira. It would have he would have never seen it coming. He would have never seen it coming from anywhere. And two, it would have got up to the Nier part, and Nier would have been like, well, L made a grave decision, and it should have been me. No, it should have been L that should have been the one who would have been suspicious of Light. So it would have been up to Nier to bring down Light, because he probably would have felt that, well, he missed out too many parts, and that Light is probably Kira, and so is Misa. And two, he would have had everybody be under one roof. Like first they all meet each other, they say they're her dudes and whatever, and everybody like kind of like live underneath each other, forcing Light and Misa to get rid of their Death Note books, but only keep like a few pages to themselves, and have other people do it, unless they have Teru Mikami. That's when Teru Mikami would have came into the play and would have been like, okay, I have the Death Note books, and I'm basically going to be writing down people's names and actually killing them, and play this smart to the bone. And that's when we would have had like this master plan, and to eventually he would have like told Mikami. He would have told Mikami, like, told him the day that he was either gonna see Nier, or figure some sort of way of actually catching Nier off guard, and be like, oh, okay, like that's Nier, seen his name, wrote his name down, boom, and would have killed them. Like, he would have gave him like the direct contact through burner cell phones and everything, and sure there would have been some people like suspicious of, like you could be, but if he would have played his cards right and kind of like had those people killed and whatever, then he would have won. He would have truly won. And after for a while, he probably would have kept Teru Mikami around, or probably would have killed them. But I don't know. I just felt that my theory is that Light would have never got caught, because he would have played it by the book. He would have played it smart. He would have never been too cocky on his decision of how you see it in the show, where he was massive amount of cocky. He was just arrogant, like, oh, I have the Death Note, I have everything in plan, and I won, and I'm Kira, and that was his big mistake. Was revealing to himself that, revealing to those people that, I won, and it's like, you didn't win. And that's where I'm gonna end it right here. So if you like what you heard, and you heard what you like, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff, and I'll catch you later.